Congratulations. Come on. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, play. Whoa. Oh, yeah. I see you. Congratulations. Whoa! Make some noise for the class of 2025.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is such an exciting day. I'm Allison Netsky. I'm the interim dean at the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine and the interim vice president for health affairs at UNLV. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2025 commencement for the awarding of the Doctor of Medicine degree. We are assembled to recognize and honor the members of the graduating class of 2025, the 5th class to graduate from the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV. At this time, I would ask everyone to please rise for our national anthem, sung by Gary Fowler and accompanied by the UNLV Jazz Ensemble.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we fought were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land
Thank you very much. All right, please be seated. So today we are joined by a number of special guests up here on the stage that I would like to introduce. First, Dr. Marcia Turner, the Associate Vice Chancellor of the Nevada System of Higher Education. Next, we have 3 members of the Board of Regents of the Nevada System of Higher Education with us today, Ms. Heather Brown, Ms. Carol Del Carlo, and Mr. Carlos Fernandez. Thank you. I would now like to acknowledge my colleagues and some special guests seated on the stage. I ask each of them to raise their hands as their names are called, but please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. First, Dr. Chris Heavey, UNLV President. Dr. Robert Glassman, who will deliver today's keynote address. Dr. Robert Hernandez, the Vice Dean for Academic Affairs and today's Grand Marshal. Dr. Barbara Atkinson, Dean Emeritus of the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine. Dr. John Fildes, Professor Emeritus and former Interim Dean of the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine. Dr. Mark Kahn, Professor and former Dean of the School of Medicine. Ms. Joanne Strobe, Executive Associate Dean. Dr. Aaron Rogers, Assistant Professor, Family and Community Medicine. Dr. Rogers was selected by the graduating class to lead them in the physician's oath. Dr. Nazia Khan, Assistant Dean for Clinical Education. Ms. Ann Diggins, the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. Dr. Larry Alexander, Assistant Dean for Biomedical Science Education. Mr. Ron Bates, Associate Dean for Finance and Facilities and the Chief Financial Officer of the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine. Dr. Irma Corral, the Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Dr. Mark Guadagnoli, Senior Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs. Dr. Deborah Cools, Associate Dean for Research. Dr. Kate Martin, Associate Dean for Graduate Medical Education. Peter Navarro, the Associate Dean for Human Resources and Compliance. Ms. Cindy Stella, Assistant Dean for Admissions, Recruitment, and Student Financial Services. Dr. Corinne Sullivan, Assistant Dean for Curriculum. And our department chairs, Dr. Buddha Don, Chair of Internal Medicine. Dr. Lisa Durrett, Chair of Psychiatry and Behavioral Health. Dr. David Jackson, the Endowed Chair of Gynecologic Surgery and Obstetrics. Dr. Eugene Kang, Department of Emergency Medicine. Dr. Eric Kubiak, Endowed Chair of Orthopedics. Dr. Elisa Palmer, Chair of Family Medicine, Family and Community Medicine. Dr. Rebecca Shear, Chair of Pediatrics. Dr. Charles St. Hill, Chair of Surgery. And Dr. Robert Wong, Chair of Otolaryngology and Head and Neck Surgery. Earlier this week, we had our annual Voices of Gratitude event to let our students thank their scholarship donors. I want to again acknowledge the financial support that we receive from a great many in the community and the difference that it has made for many students. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. For our next set of introductions, I would like to ask each person or group to stand to be recognized. First, Mr. Daniel Dawson, President of the graduating class and today's Student Marshal. Mr. Dawson was also selected to deliver today's student address. Our hooders, who have been invited by the graduates to participate in our hooding ceremony. Our faculty of the School of Medicine. And leaders of the other UNLV colleges and departments who have joined us here today to share in our celebration. It is my great honor to be able to acknowledge the great contributions of our immediate past dean, Dr. Mark Kahn. We would like to thank him and recognize him for his leadership and his lasting contributions to the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV. As dean from 2020 to 2025, Dr. Kahn helped guide the school through a period of growth, change, and opportunity, always with a clear vision and an unwavering commitment to excellence in medical education. This is a small token of our deep appreciation for all that you have done to strengthen and elevate the School of Medicine. On behalf of the students, faculty, and leadership, we would like to thank you. I would now like to take the opportunity to just share a few of a few words from myself to this graduating class and about this graduating class. First and foremost, I just want to recognize what an incredibly proud day this is for UNLV and for Nevada. Every person here today has had a role in the success of our graduates that we are celebrating, and for this, I sincerely thank you. To our graduates, the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine will forever be a guiding light in your life journey, and I thank you for being part of our history. Graduates, you are now the future. It is exciting to imagine what is going to be possible in your careers. Reflecting on the not-so-far past can provide perspective on what degree of change is possible. I recall during my intern year, which is where you're headed in just a few months, I regularly cared for patients with advanced AIDS or end-stage liver disease from chronic hepatitis C infection, and these are things that you are very unlikely to see in the course of your career. Imagine what health challenges that we're facing today that you will solve during your profession. In the years to come, you will become leaders in disease prevention, healthcare policy, or perhaps you will join our ranks as medical educators. You will be partners with your patients throughout some of the most challenging parts of their lives. Don't forget that you are still human and that human connection with your patients and your colleagues through humor, reassurance, allyship, and kindness are the key to your success and fulfillment in our profession. I recall in the summer of 2021 that this group of graduates joining the School of Medicine and what was happening during that time. The United States was in its third wave of COVID infections, and the CDC had just reported that in the previous year, the cancer screenings in the United States were down by 90%. And despite the awareness of the challenges of being a physician, these students did not hesitate in their commitment to join us at the School of Medicine. Graduates, your presence here today is a testament to what is possible when we come together as a team to find a path forward and to not give up. As you begin your residency, whether you will be continuing your training with us at the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine or elsewhere, I encourage you to continue asking bold questions, stand up for what is right, and lead with kindness and curiosity. The world needs your voice and your brilliance and your humanity. So on behalf of the entire Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine, congratulations, and we are very proud of you. It is now my honor and privilege to welcome to the podium Dr. Chris Heavey, President of UNLV. Dr. Heavey is a professor of psychology, and before stepping into this role, he served as UNLV's Executive Vice President and Provost for nearly 6 years, leading efforts to advance student success, support faculty development, and strengthen our academic programs. A member of the UNLV community for more than 30 years, Dr. Heavey has held multiple leadership positions, including the Senior Vice Provost, Dean, Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education, and President of the Nevada State Psychology Board. Dr. Heavey is a leading scholar on consciousness and mental illness. He received his PhD and master's degree in clinical psychology from UCLA and his bachelor's degree from UC Santa Cruz. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Heavey.
Thank you, Dean Netsky. I'm delighted to be here today to just say a few words of congratulations to this amazing class of new doctors. On days like this, I often think about all the things that went into making this day possible. And I tend to zoom out a little bit more than most people. So I'm not talking about who planned the event. I'm talking about how did we get to this place. And I would say, first of all, that it dates back to the beginning of science. Because before science, doctors, even though they existed, didn't really know how to treat people successfully. And they weren't very effective at actually improving human health. And then we created the modern university, which didn't focus on just religious education. It had the idea of bringing people together who were experts in fields to convey that knowledge to a broad array of different professionals. And then we had the modern research university, Johns Hopkins, which combined research with education. And we had the advent of public research universities that became popular across the country in the late 1800s, and now you sit in one of those here today. And then we bring the faculty together who have spent their lives training so that they can deliver a curriculum to you, an organized set of learning experiences that are designed to empower you to go out and do good for the world. And so on this day, all of those things have come together to make this possible. And so I want to say congratulations to the graduates today who brought your talent and your incredibly hard work to this place. And I want to thank the faculty who brought their dedication and years of experience to deliver that curriculum to you. And I want to say congratulations to the families and friends who are sitting here smiling ear to ear, proud of you beyond words for you having achieved this incredible dream. It's this very special moment where you go into the world as the most empowered set of new doctors that's ever happened before this year, having learned the most modern medicine, which advances every day. So congratulations to everyone involved in this special event. We're so proud to have you here at UNLV and to celebrate this day with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Heavey. It is now my pleasure to introduce today's keynote speaker, Dr. Robert Glassman, a distinguished leader with nearly 30 years of experience in healthcare leadership, investment, and clinical practice. Since January of 2021, Dr. Glassman has served as a director, and since 2022, the executive vice president of search and evaluation at Innovate Science, a $600 million private equity fund affiliated with Patient Square Capital. Dr. Glassman's career spans leadership roles across venture capital, public equity, and investment banking. He was most recently a venture partner at OrbiMed Advisors and previously served as a senior investment banking professional at Credit Suisse, Merrill Lynch, and Bank of America. In addition to his investment and leadership achievements, Dr. Glassman brings a strong academic and clinical foundation to his work. He was a board-certified hematologist-oncologist and remains on the faculty of Weill Cornell as a clinical assistant professor of medicine. His early research at Rockefeller University was recognized with awards from the Howard Hughes Medical Institute and the American Cancer Society. Dr. Glassman holds an AB from Harvard College and an MD from Harvard Medical School. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Robert Glassman.
Please bear with me before I start my speech. It's very uncomfortable to be up here. I'm usually in the back making fun of how long-winded the speakers are. So, okay, So welcome to the community of healers, innovators, investigators, and educators. You and your loved ones should feel immense pride in the dedication and sacrifice that brought you to this moment. You've earned the privilege of caring for your fellow human beings in their most vulnerable moments, through tragedy, through hope, and through healing. May your career be filled with joy, discovery, lifelong learning, and the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing your work truly matters. I know many of you are, like I was, our first generation students, and which means that your parents and loved ones really guided you and sacrificed quite a lot to be here. So I'd like to have you all applaud the parents and loved ones here who have really made this possible for all. Thank you. I've had many years working with your former dean, Dr. Khan. I first met him during my days of internship at the bedside of Mr. Dugan, a patient with end-stage COPD who was cyanotic and difficult to arouse. Uneasy and scared, I was delighted when Dr. Khan stepped in with calm authority. Together, we evaluated the patient, drew an arterial blood gas, and prepared him for the ICU. His knowledge was encyclopedic. Even then, I knew he was destined for leadership in academic medicine. I'm sure you all appreciated the leadership he provided the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine, and I look forward to seeing more success and growth under the next dean. Mark asked me to parlay my experience as both an academic hematologist-oncologist and a biotechnology venture capitalist into crystal ball gazes for medicine during your careers. I will do so thematically, highlighting what transpired during the careers of your professors and mentors, what progressed as expected, and what surprised us all. The first, I will repeat the oft-mentioned quote by Yankee Yogi Berra. It's hard to make predictions, especially about the future. Much of the dogma in medicine today was not predicted when I was graduating medical school in 1987. At that time, cancer was treated with chemotherapy. The future, per John Glick, the chief of oncology at the Hospital of the University of Pennsylvania, where Dr. Khan and I trained, was to give more higher dose chemo followed by stem cell transplant. Randomized, if necessary. Randomized trials prove that approach unhelpful at best and harmful at worst. Rather, targeted precision approaches, such as Gleevec for chronic myelogenous leukemia and EGFR kinase inhibitors for lung cancer, antibodies and antibody drug conjugates, especially Rituxan for B-cell malignancies, and immunological approaches to reverse tolerance in CAR T cellular therapies have proven to be the most effective new therapies in cancer. None of us would have thought that non-small cell lung cancer would be where immune oncology therapy would be most effective. We did not realize that lung cancer has a high mutational burden that presents antigenic targets for the immune system. Nor did we foresee the massive explosion of biologics, especially those targeting tumor necrosis factor in rheumatoid arthritis and other inflammatory diseases. For years, Humira, an anti-TNF, was the #1 revenue-generating pharmaceutical. The largest impending drug class in the future most certainly will be GLP-1 agonists for obesity, another disease felt to be impenetrable just 10 years ago. Sometimes we predict the breakthrough, but not the timing. Gene therapy was heralded in the late 1980s and 1990s as an engine for the development of near-term blockbusters. In the 1980s, most predicted that sickle cell disease, a single nucleotide mutation in beta globin, and cystic fibrosis, a defect in one gene, CFTR, as the low-hanging fruit of genetic replacement. It was not until December of 2023 that we first saw the first 2 gene therapies approved for sickle cell, while one for cystic fibrosis is not even close. Similarly, gene editing technologies might prove revolutionary over time, but so far have not really penetrated the clinic. Likewise, 30 years ago, it was predicted that robotic surgery and interventional procedures would dominate the field by now, virtually eliminating the need for most surgeons. While they have made great inroads into medical care, the technologies have limitations, especially with regard to complex cases. And new surgical techniques expanded the arsenal of options for the surgical specialist. The surgeon is here to stay. Even the delivery of healthcare services and the corporatization of medicine were felt unlikely when I was in medicine. Doctors still hung up their shingles and practiced independently for much of my career. Hospital mergers did not initiate till 1998 and then rapidly accelerated. There now have been nearly 2,000 of them, with consolidation expanding in horizontal, vertical, and structural ways. The dearth of primary care doctors, on the other hand, was predictable, as generalists in internal medicine, family medicine, and pediatrics remain woefully underpaid compared to their peer specialists. They have high burnout, less autonomy, and endure increasing administrative burdens, all in the face of exorbitant demographic demands and escalating complexity in patient care. By 2033, we will expect a shortfall of 30,000 to 50,000 primary care physicians in the United States. Second, another lens I encourage you to adopt is that of Roy Amara, a Stanford computer scientist who said, "We overestimate the impact of technology in the short term, and we underestimate the effect in the long term." This holds true for medicine. Ask any experienced medical practitioner how the scientific practice of medicine has changed in the past 10 years, and you're likely to hear the answer, not much. Certainly, there are some new drugs, devices, diagnostics, and enhanced penetration of interventional and minimally invasive procedures, and there have been some fine-tuning of clinical algorithms. But the basics of disease diagnosis and treatment have remained strikingly unchanged. If, on the other hand, you were to ask a typical healthcare venture capitalist or entrepreneur how medicine will look like 20 years from now, the response might accurately include phrases such as revolutionary advances and paradigm shifts. Innovation is usually incremental, punctuated by major advancements. Yet we should not underestimate the impact of the incremental, or at least the compounding effect of multiple incrementals. Around 400,000 fewer people die annually from heart disease now than in the 1980s, driven by steady improvements in both prevention and treatment, including the use of statins to lower cholesterol, the development and timely use of thrombolytics and stents in acute coronary syndrome, secondary prevention with novel anticoagulants and antiplatelet agents, and policy-induced declines in cigarette smoking and access to emergency care for those stricken suddenly and unexpectedly, for example, home and work, automatic external defibrillators. Incrementals also build upon each other in unexpected ways. ARPANET, an early computer network funded by the US Department of Defense for military purposes, shaped the internet and led to the development of email by laying the groundwork for its key technologies, especially packet switching, the fundamental principle of how data travels across networks. In the early 1970s, a civilian use for this was not on anyone's radar screen. Similarly, in 2023, the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine was awarded to Katalin Kariko and Drew Weissman for groundbreaking discoveries in the development of effective mRNA vaccines, which aborted the COVID pandemic, preventing millions of deaths. Their work, however, was built upon a foundation of prior research into mRNA and its properties. By the way, don't let anyone diminish the importance of scientific research in biotechnology. The work of NIH-funded scientists and venture capital-funded biotech companies literally saved the world. Finally, sometimes the incremental can lead to rapid progress. When Dr. Khan and I were interns, and as your dean mentioned, AIDS was a tragic disease and a common admission with the expectancies of around 2 years, life expectancies of around 2 years. By the late 1990s, largely due to tremendous research intensity and advocacy, triple therapy enabled long-term cure-like remissions. Similarly, nobody would have thought that hepatitis C, then called non-A, non-B hepatitis, would be cured by 3 months of a once-a-day direct-acting antiviral, sofosbuvir. Significant investments in biotechnology and pharmaceutical research following an increasing understanding of the structure and life cycle of HCV, including work done by the husband of your dean, alongside novel, predictable preclinical assays and clinical surrogate endpoints, paved the way for rapid progress toward cure. So, given that, what do I see coming in your careers? Here are a few predictions, some confident, some hopeful. Here are the easy ones. Looking at the current biotechnology pipelines, which I am quite privy to see, most work is currently centered on Me Too or modest improvement categories of cancer, obesity, and inflammation. But we can expect some breakthroughs as well, a few examples of which I will include to whet your appetites. There will be one-time treatments for B-cell-driven autoimmune disease, such as lupus, using T-cell engagers or B or plasma cell-targeted chimeric antigen receptor T-cells. Early data suggests long-term remissions are common through significant B-cell depletion. In vivo CAR T, in vivo chimeric antigen receptor T-cells therapy, which includes direct injection of CAR genes via nanocarriers or viral vectors into endogenous T-cells, dramatically easing logistics, manufacturing, and cost, as well as potentially improving efficacy, has already shown some early success. Number two, there will be another serious pandemic or two or more. Viruses are just too smart, and vaccine hesitancy and health disinformation will present risks of reemergent outbreaks. For example, measles, as well as combating new pathogens, which have historically been variants of influenza. An analogous concern is the problem of antimicrobial resistance, which I believe will accelerate and become increasingly recalcitrant. Next-generation anti-infectives have proven to be commercial failures as hospitals and insurers restrict their utilization to last resort status. There's virtually no research being done for resistant antimicrobials. I thank those of you who will be at the vanguard of infectious disease and public health, because we need you all desperately. Number three, technology, especially artificial intelligence and machine learning, will play increasing roles in drug discovery, medical diagnosis, and managing and treating patients. As noted in a recent article in Nature Medicine, 30 years ago, charting was still handwritten, with electronic medical records viewed as rudimentary and overly challenging. Telemedicine was a niche concept, and wearable health devices were the stuff of science fiction. AI has already penetrated areas where pattern recognition is most relevant. So in drug discovery, AI is currently a mainstay in medicinal chemistry, while it is still in its infancy with regards to unearthing disease targets and biological processes. Radiologists and pathologists, and to a lesser extent medical diagnosticians, can assume AI will permeate their worlds, hopefully more as adjuncts than replacements. But I seriously doubt any technology can supplant human touch. As you step into your roles as physicians, I would encourage you to embrace these tools as invaluable allies in your quest to deliver exceptional patient care. Technology can empower you to make informed decisions, reach patients in remote areas, and allocate your time more efficiently, perhaps allowing for deeper connections with those you serve. Now here's a hard one. One area that has proven near impossible to enact progress, but where I am hopeful we will see great strides in your careers, is neuropsychiatry, neurology and psychiatry. Both neurodegenerative diseases, such as dementias, ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and other motor neuron disorders, schizophrenia, Parkinson's disease, and other movement disorders, as well as the neurological sequela of acute stroke and spinal cord injury. Neurodegenerative disorders account for nearly 5% of the global burden of disease and a collective disproportionate impact on morbidity and quality of life. Many of us, myself included, are dealing with friends and family enduring these awful afflictions. The challenges appear insurmountable: brain complexity, pathophysiological heterogeneity, a dearth of good disease models that faithfully recapitulate human disease, a lack of reliable biomarkers to predict efficacy of treatment, and no obvious ways to reconfigure and repopulate the nervous system after injury. Even in diseases where the cause seems clear-cut, such as amyloid and Alzheimer's, the treatments bore little fruit, suggesting real deficits in our understanding. However, through greater insights into the scientific underpinnings of these disorders, improved animal models, as well as new strategies such as stem cell therapy, immunotherapies, and even digital technologies, I believe we will make great strides. For example, one company I saw recently has shown early but dramatic benefit in Parkinson's disease using induced pluripotent stem cells, which are called iPSCs. I believe the future is bright with some exciting times ahead for those managing patients with neurological and psychiatric impairments. Anyway, to close, as I've tried to illustrate, medicine is constantly evolving, and your greatest asset will be your commitment to lifelong learning. Examine the old and new data carefully with a statistical lens. Scrutinize bias and confounding factors. Hold every treatment, old and new, to the standards of evidence-based medicine. As you stand on the brink of your medical careers, remember that you are not just entering a profession, you are stepping into a calling. Heal not only with your hands, but with your heart. Carry the values of integrity, service, humility, and respect with you in every patient encounter. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Go forth with courage, compassion, and conviction. The world needs your talents more than ever. Make a difference. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Glassman, for those remarks and reflections. All right. So next, I'm going to ask President Heavey to join me up here on the stage for the conferring of the degree of Doctor of Medicine to our graduates. Would the graduates for the Doctor of Medicine degree please rise? Dr. Heavey, having fulfilled all of the necessary requirements, I have the honor to present to you these graduates for the receipt of the Doctor of Medicine degree.
It is with the utmost pride that I confer unto you the 5th graduating class of the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV, the Doctor of Medicine degree. The degree signifies that you qualify to join the profession of medicine and that you accept the rights, privileges, and responsibilities of a physician.
Congratulations, doctors. Graduates, please be seated. I would now like to acknowledge Dr. Robert Hernandez, the Vice Dean for Academic Affairs, Larry Alexander, the Assistant Dean for Biomedical Science Education, Nazia Khan, the Assistant Dean for Clinical Education, and Ms. Ann Diggins, the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, who will present the diplomas and the academic hoods to our graduates.
Dr. Daniel Dawson. Dr. Dawson will be hooded by Dr. Karen Goldman. Dr. Leora Abrams. Dr. Abrams will be hooded by Dr. Jack Abrams. Dr. Sophie Ahmad. Dr. Ahmad will be hooded by Dr. Lubna Ahmad. Dr. Teresa Allo. Dr. Allo will be hooded by Gail Allo. Dr. Daniel Einlander. Dr. Einlander will be hooded by Albert Einlander. Dr. J. Babu. Dr. Babu will be hooded by Dr. Veer Babu. Dr. Nicholas Burpee. Dr. Burpee will be hooded by Parker Burpee. Dr. Kendall Chaffin. Dr. Chaffin will be hooded by Dr. David Chaffin. Dr. Samuel Kohler. Dr. Kohler will be hooded by Dr. Larry Kohler. Dr. Frankie Colosimo. Dr. Colosimo will be hooded by Dr. Vincent Colosimo. Dr. Vanessa Devora Andrade. Dr. Andrade will be hooded by Martha Andrade. Dr. Jared Diaz. Dr. Diaz will be hooded by Dr. Joseph Diaz. Dr. Madison Elmer. Dr. Elmer will be hooded by Kelsey Erickson. Dr. Kenzie Ely. Dr. Ely will be hooded by Michelle Ely. Dr. Brisa Escobedo. Dr. Escobedo will be hooded by Armida Escobedo. Dr. Jessica Fields. Dr. Fields will be hooded by Paula Perkins. Dr. Stephen Gullett. Dr. Gullett will be hooded by Dr. Diane Gullett. Dr. Kian Habashi. Dr. Habashi will be hooded by Dr. Turaj Habashi. Dr. Jessica Hernandez Moreno. Dr. Hernandez Moreno will be hooded by Josefina Moreno. Dr. Joshua Ho. Dr. Ho will be hooded by Dr. Vivian Ho. Dr. Anna Horvath. Dr. Horvath will be hooded by Dr. Zoltan Horvath. Dr. Daniel Houston. Dr. Houston will be hooded by Donna Houston. Dr. Thomas Ida. Dr. Ida will be hooded by Katie Ida. Dr. Gurpreet Kaur. Dr. Kaur will be hooded by Jindu Kaur. Dr. Hiba Nadeem Kausar. Dr. Kausar is being hooded by Nilüfer Kausar. Dr. Eric Kawana. Dr. Kawana is being hooded by Rie Kawana. Dr. Noah Klossner. Dr. Klossner is being hooded by Dr. Victor Klossner. Dr. Gemma Lagaska. Dr. Lagaska is being hooded by Emma Lagaska. Dr. Zachary Levitt. Dr. Levitt will be hooded by Emily Levitt. Dr. Daniela Lemus. Dr. Lemus is being hooded by Lisette Alzola. Dr. Joshua Levy. Dr. Levy is being hooded by Debbie Levy. Dr. Christine Liang. Dr. Liang is being hooded by Dr. Nazia Khan. Dr. Lily Liu. Dr. Liu will be hooded by Dr. Irvin Ma. Dr. Edgar Gerardo Lopez Mora. Dr. Mora will be hooded by Maria Magdalena Lopez. Dr. Haley Lucky. Dr. Lucky will be hooded by Charles Ware, Jr. Dr. Raul Marquez. Dr. Marquez will be hooded by Gloria Marquez. Dr. Erwin Munoz. Dr. Munoz will be hooded by Daniel Tafoya. Dr. Hannah Morosky. Dr. Morosky will be hooded by Dr. Jeffrey Morosky. Dr. Ye Un Nam. Dr. Nam will be hooded by Dr. Nazia Khan. Dr. Natalie Osborne. Dr. Osborne will be hooded by Dr. Annie Weissman. Dr. Valeria Pineda Rivera. Dr. Pineda Rivera will be hooded by Antonio Pineda. Dr. Edward Alexander Pizio. Dr. Pizio will be hooded by Dr. Helga Funfausen Pizio. Dr. Zadia Reyes. Dr. Reyes will be hooded by Renee Reyes. Dr. Myra Repetto. Dr. Repetto will be hooded by Jamina Repetto Frenette. Dr. Kavian Sadro Lasravi. Dr. Sadro Lasrafi is being hooded by Dr. Narcis Mobini. Dr. Timothy Shaw. Dr. Shaw will be hooded by Dr. Laura Shaw. Dr. Komal Sood. Dr. Sood will be hooded by Rupali Sood. Dr. Spencer Taylor. Dr. Taylor will be hooded by Hannah Taylor. Dr. Courtney Thornton. Dr. Thornton will be hooded by Samantha Thornton. Dr. Genesis Trirene Trejo. Dr. Trejo will be hooded by Tony Rojas. Dr. Santosha Vera Machinini. Dr. Vera Machinini will be hooded by Dr. Kranti Vera Machinini. Dr. Antonio Villalobos. Dr. Villalobos will be hooded by Danny Villalobos. Dr. Daniel Villegas. Dr. Villegas will be hooded by Maria Lopez. Dr. Richard Wang. Dr. Wang will be hooded by Richard Wang. Dr. Sean Wong. Dr. Wong will be hooded by Sydney Wong. Dr. Emily Weinschreider. Dr. Weinschreider will be hooded by Dr. Kelly Kogut. Dr. Andrew Wilson. Dr. Wilson is being hooded by Nicholas Rainford. Dr. Shirley Wong. Dr. Wong is being hooded by Hui Zhen Wu. Dr. Avery Zhou. Dr. Zhou is being hooded by Dr. Anthony Zhou. Dr. Salman Mohammed. Dr. Mohammed will be hooded by Makdoum Mohammed.
Well, congratulations and one more round of applause. I would like now to tell you about a very special award that the School of Medicine gives out every year at graduation. The Dr. Barbara Atkinson Award is for somebody who has really focused on service, and we love to honor them at this time of year. Dr. Barbara Atkinson served as the founding dean for the UNLV School of Medicine from 2014 to 2020. In that role, she created the vision and education program for the school, built strong regional and legislative support, and hired a core team of academic faculty and staff. Working with her team and the assembled Community Advisory Board, she led the effort to align the school's mission with the healthcare needs of the Southern Nevada community and the region. Dr. Atkinson led the effort to raise $13.5 million in less than 60 days to fund scholarships for future medical students, including the entire charter class of physicians. Dr. Atkinson served in multiple leadership roles before bringing her vision and leadership to UNLV. She is the only woman to lead 3 medical schools in the United States, and we continue to benefit from her visionary leadership in her role as Dean Emeritus. In honor of Dr. Atkinson's service and contributions to the development of the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV, the school has created the Dr. Barbara Atkinson Service and Leadership Award. This award recognizes a graduating senior who has demonstrated outstanding community service and leadership throughout their matriculation. This award was made possible through a generous donation by Deborah and Gary Ackerman. This year's recipient is a very special young physician, Dr. Jessica Fields. Dr. Fields, Dr. Atkinson, please join me at the podium for the presentation of the award. So Dr. Fields has an exceptional career at the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine. She began medical school after earning her bachelor's degree in biology with a minor in Spanish from the University of Redlands, where she was also a three-time NCAA All-American champion and team captain in track and field. During medical school, Dr. Fields has demonstrated an exceptional commitment to leadership, service, and advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion. She has held leadership roles in the Student National Medical Association at both the local and regional levels, mentored pre-medical students of color, coordinated mentorship programs for Title I schools, and served as a community clinic liaison. She was selected by her faculty and peers to be inducted into the Gold Humanism Honor Society. In addition to her leadership and service, Jessica has engaged in ongoing clinical research in obstetrics and gynecology, quality improvement initiatives, and health disparities. She has also contributed as a workshop speaker at a regional medical education conference. Dr. Fields will continue her medical training in obstetrics and gynecology at Northwestern McGaw School of Medicine in Chicago, Illinois. Jessica exemplifies excellence in academic achievement, leadership, mentorship, community service, and scholarship. We are proud to recognize her today. Please join me in again congratulating Dr. Fields, this year's recipient of the Barbara Atkinson Service and Leadership Award. Go ahead and have your seat. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to today's student speaker, Dr. Daniel Dawson. Dr. Dawson has served as class president and was actively involved in leadership, service, and research initiatives throughout his medical education. In addition to his effective leadership for his class, his work has earned him the respect of faculty, his peers, and residents. Prior to medical school, Daniel earned dual bachelor's degrees in microbiology and Chinese language and literature from the Brigham Young University and completed the prestigious Chinese flagship program. His extensive research experience spans topics from antimicrobial resistance to medical education innovation with multiple national presentations. He will begin his training in obstetrics and gynecology at the University of Hawaii, John A. Burns School of Medicine. Daniel has been deeply committed to community service, advocating for underserved populations, and promoting inclusivity in healthcare. We are proud to welcome him to the podium to reflect on the journey of the class of 2025. Dr. Dawson, I welcome you to the podium.
Good afternoon, and thank you to everyone who has taken the time out of their day today to celebrate with your loved ones on this immense milestone that they have met today. I first want to speak to you, all the family. I think I speak from all of us in the graduating class when I can say that without your support, that of all family, partners, friends, faculty, and many more, we would not have been able to do this. We are made up of those people all around us, and from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for all the support. Now, to the class of 2025, doctors, my fellow classmates, and my lifelong friends. I want you to look around at the faces of the fellow individuals that have made it through this time-intensive, demanding, but transformative experience. We just have to be really excited really quick. We made it. We have accomplished so much in these last 4 years that we have so much to be proud of. Pretty much all of my remarks are to you today, so I guess I'll just keep looking here. But today we graduate medical school and we accomplish the dream that our younger selves aspired to Today marks not a beginning nor an ending, but rather a pivotal transition. I want to give some statistics. According to the AAMC and ACGME, there are currently 1,010,892 actively practicing physicians in the United States, with medical residents making up 162,664 of them. This means that come July 1st, we are about to enter a workforce that makes up 0.3% of the population. My hope for all of us is that we continue our journeys as part of that 0.3% who choose to always be lifelong learners, empathetic providers, and compassionate individuals who rely on, educate, build up, and support all of those around us. May every day in residency and beyond be a new day in our commitment to be the physicians of tomorrow. I'd like to focus my speech now on the quote-unquote firsts of our time in medical school, beginning with phase 1, the preclinical years, the early days of our class. We first got to know each other in orientation, excitedly opening our iPads, the welcome event at Canyon Gate Park, and allegedly jaywalking across Shadow Lane with Dr. Cully. From there, we stoked the flames of our friendship along the lime green hallways of Shadow Lane, which also, for roughly 16% of our class, that stoking the flames of friendship went further, and you started dating each other. We experienced our first test of medical school together, the first time at Frankie's, and specifically, the first time in Dr. Netsky's immunology lecture. You all know what I'm talking about. I reminisce about the times at Hofbrauhaus, anatomy lectures with the dividers up, PBL, bouncing between classrooms that sometimes needed a heater and sometimes just needed more AC, and wondering if we would ever get to study in a room with a window. Who knew at that time that our future medical education building we would move into would quite literally be nothing but windows? Joking aside, our phase 1 was filled with such incredibly hard work, studying, running clubs and organizations, building our medical knowledge, and earning early insights into patient care. This was a time when we grew as individuals, set a class culture of excellence, and created the solid foundation of the future physicians we were to become. Our time in phase 1 taught us a simple but salient truth: we can do whatever we set our minds to. Let's move on to clinical years. This was a time that was filled with some new difficulties, some expected and some unexpected. We hit the ground running, filled with sentiments of hard work, gratitude, and excitement for patient care. There were many exciting firsts in this time frame. You know, the first time presenting a patient, the first time of many asking a nurse for help or for directions, the first delivery of a baby, the first time messing up a presentation or interpreting labs to your attending, and the first time scrubbing into a surgery. All of these firsts, of course, coupled with the constant anxiety and wondering if what we were doing was right, and if our residents even liked us, and where the bathrooms in the hospital were. Although stressful, there was a joy that came with being that younger, eager self that was ready to tackle the world. I wouldn't be painting a complete picture, however, if I didn't also bring up the weight of the time, or if I also didn't bring up the weight of this time in the light of the many tragic firsts that occurred. There was the first time we had to perform CPR on a patient, the first trauma activation that we were a part of, the first time seeing a surgery go sideways, the first time in being a part of an end-of-life care discussion with a patient's family, the first time seeing a patient unable to receive care due to insurance issues, and for many of us, the tragedy of seeing your first patient die. If you are anything like me, these moments sit heavily with us, and they have both consciously and subconsciously guided subsequent encounters with our patients. It is here I would like to say that there is a gravity, importance, and stress that comes from our chosen profession being the care of human lives. While we are just in the beginning in a long pathway, our clinical years, both the highs and the lows, have taught us the simple yet powerful truth that the privilege of caring for others is inextricably linked with the profound responsibility of their well-being. This realization, etched into our understanding through moments of exhilaration and sorrow, serves as a foundational principle as we continue this career in medicine. To end, our lives and time in medical school have been full of many, many firsts, but I know that the experiences we have gone through have prepared us to be exactly the future doctors that we need to be. Additionally, I know that each and every one of you will be the empathetic, understanding, knowledgeable, and professional that our future patients need us to be. May we continue to learn and be much like and learn from those who have come before us, and remember that like phase 1, we can do whatever we set our minds to, and like phase 2, it is both a great privilege and responsibility to be here. May all we have learned up to this point from our peers, mentors, and patients continue to be the force that galvanizes our actions, shapes our empathy, informs our decisions, and ultimately defines the type of providers that we will be. I love each and every one of you so much, and I'm so proud and honored to have been able to serve as your class president for these last 4 years. I have learned so much from all of you, and you have changed me and my life for better in ways that even a lifetime could not make me forget. To my fellow classmates and now fellow doctors, thank you and congratulations.
Well, thank you, Dr. Dawson, for your inspirational words. The class of 2025 has invited Dr. Laura Shaw, Associate Professor in Family and Community Medicine, to offer her reflections on the class of 2025. Dr. Shaw is an Associate Professor at the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine. She is a graduate of the University of California Irvine School of Medicine and a family medicine residency at Southern Illinois University. Dr. Shaw is board certified in family medicine and completed an obstetrics fellowship. Her clinical and research interests span women's health, maternity care, dermatology and primary care, and obesity management. She is a principal investigator for Nevada's Radiation Exposure Screening and Education Program and travels across the state to support our communities affected by past nuclear testing. At our medical school, she plays a key role in shaping curriculum, teaching in both the FCP and the problem-based learning course, and leading courses such as advanced life support and obstetrics and basic life support and obstetrics. Dr. Shaw is also currently leading a grant-funded initiative to improve maternity care in Nevada. I would like to invite Dr. Shaw to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is the greatest honor to stand here today as your faculty speaker. This moment holds special meaning for me, not only because I get to address you as your faculty speaker, but because my son Tim is sitting over there in the graduating class. When Tim first started medical school, I joked, oh, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm gonna tease him as his teacher. I'm gonna share stories of him maybe and show pictures of him as a baby. But I didn't realize how much deeper it would go. I didn't realize the joy and meaning I would find sharing in his journey, but not only with him, but in the unexpected ways I was able to connect with the rest of you. I was able to witness your medical journey through new eyes. So first of all, I wanna say thank you, truly thank you. Thank you for letting me live a special part of my life alongside you. I got to start out teaching you physical exam skills, watching you carefully place that stethoscope, listening so intently, only to realize the valve was turned the wrong way. We fixed it and we laughed. I remember the PBL classes with those space heaters and Snuggies, and it was July. We huddled in those little debrief rooms and the wonderful mix of laughing and learning. I remember your creativity, photoshopping my head onto the fake patient of the week in PBL, and your patience with me with the obligatory Benedict Cumberbatch pictures and baby photos that I stuck into my PowerPoints. But it wasn't just in the classrooms. I got to chase ghosts on ghost tours, escape from escape rooms, share sushi dinners, and even dance alongside you at a special wedding. I didn't get to just teach you, I got to live life with you, and that has been a precious gift to me. I also got to witness the incredible ways you showed up for others, teaching and mentoring each other, inspiring high school students, presenting your research with thoughtfulness and pride, and caring for patients with true empathy and respect. I saw you act as standardized patients for difficult and important topics like human trafficking and sexual assault, helping us teach with dignity and compassion when it mattered most. I saw you advocate for each other, for patients, and for the future of our profession. You turn your uncertainty into leadership and small acts of care into moments that families will never forget. I got to see you not just as students, but as the whole, talented, compassionate people you are, full of life and promise. There's a story I sometimes think about from when I was 3 years old, probably my earliest memory. My parents had just put in a pool, and they were worried I might drown, so they enrolled me in swimming lessons. Now, these instructors would just toss me in the deep end and make me swim to the side again and again and again, but always with someone just an arm's length away. I struggled sometimes and even panicked, but there was always a safety net close by. Teaching you these past years has felt a lot like that. You did the hard work. You swam. We were just there at arm's length, ready to reach out if you needed it, but trusting you to find your way. Now you are stepping into a world that will ask a lot of you. Some days it may ask too much and you might feel like you're drowning. It will be tempting to armor up. Don't. Stay curious. Stay kind. Stay grateful. Stay open. Stay willing to laugh when the valve is backwards, and stay willing to sit with the hard moments when there are no easy fixes. Success is not about perfection. It's about showing up again and again for the people who place their trust in you. It's also about making hard choices. With so much need in the world, it can be hard to know when to just put your head down and keep working, when to pause and rest, and when to stop and say, hey, this isn't right, and stand up for those who need justice. You know what? We believe in you. You are more ready than you realize. Feeling unsure is normal, even throughout your career. You deserve to be here. And as your supporters, teachers, friends, and loved ones, we want you to know you are our legacy of hope. The world is waiting, urgently and hopefully, for the kind of physician you have fought to become. Congratulations, class of 2025. I am so proud of you. I am so grateful for you. Now just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shaw, for those remarks. I would now like to ask Dr. Aaron Rogers to come forward and lead the graduates in taking the physician's oath. Dr. Rogers is an assistant professor and the clerkship director for family medicine. He is also a facilitator for our problem-based learning course. He has been one of the beloved professors for the class since their first year of medical school. The class of 2025 selected Dr. Rogers to lead them in their oath today. Dr. Rogers, please join me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you, class of 2025, for giving me this great privilege of leading you in taking this all-important oath. I'm so honored to be standing here. In a moment, as we say the words together, I sincerely hope that you will truly think about what you're pledging to do from this day forward. I would like to now request that the class of 2025 please stand and turn around to face your friends and family. We will now recite this oath, which demonstrates your commitment and dedication to your patients, community, the medical profession, and to your own health and well-being as you start your medical careers. Faculty and any physicians in the audience are also welcome to join the students as we all recite the physician's pledge together. As a member, you can say along with me, as a member of the medical profession, I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I will maintain the utmost respect for human life. I will not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between my duty and my patient. I will respect the secrets that are confided in me even after the patient has died. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity and in accordance with good medical practice. I will foster the honor and noble traditions of the medical profession. I will give to my teachers, colleagues, and students the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will share my medical knowledge for the benefit of the patient and the advancement of healthcare. I will attend to my own health, well-being, and abilities in order to provide care of the highest standard. I will not use my medical knowledge to violate human rights and civil liberties, even under threat. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my own honor. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rogers. I would now like to ask that everyone stand for the alma mater, which can be found at the back of the commencement program. After the alma mater, please remain standing.
Alma mater, we praise you for spirit eternal flame, strength which never falters, a tribute to your name. Alma mater, we thank you, exalted scarlet and gray, truth and wisdom from your standard in our minds and hearts will stay. Alma mater, we cherish you, and in our days yet to be, our voices let us ever raise in honor UNLV.
I would just like to acknowledge and thank you again, Gary Fowler and the UNLV Jazz Ensemble, for their lovely music with us here today. All right, now please join me as I present the class of 2025, the Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine at UNLV, 5th graduating class.
in a mellow tone, feeling fancy-free. And I'm not alone, I've got company. Everything's okay this old day with this mellow song. I can't go wrong in a mellow tone. That's the way to live. 'Cause if you're moping and grow, something's got to give. So go your way and laugh and play. There's joy unknown in the mellow tone. So nobody day, she don't know that, no that, no that, no that. She don't do the way. Say it, say it. Say should on the day, shape on the day, show on the day. Say, see me, no that never be the day. Say my boy, no man, day. Say, show my body, like no man on that, no day, let no day. She don't let there. Same day. Come on, make some noise for the class of 2025, y'all. In the mellow tone, feeling fancy-free, and I'm not alone. I've got company. Everything's okay this old day with this mellow song. I can't go wrong in a mellow tone. That's the way to live. 'Cause if you're moping and grown, something's got to give. So go your way and laugh and play. There's joy unknown in a mellow tone. There's joy unknown in a mellow tone. Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look.